This video has been brought to you today by chrono.gg/caddy. The link is in the description below, and you better bookmark this site because every 24 hours you get the most insanely good game at the most insanely good price on Steam. And I mean like the cheapest that they could possibly be. On the screen right now are some of the classes that have been on the site before, but the only way you're going to see what's up is by bookmarking the site chrono.gg/caddy and seeing what deals are there for you. Thank you so much for listening, and please enjoy the video. Noseless Pat, Noseless Pat, Noseless Pat, and his penis.
I don't know anything about BMXing, so I couldn't think of an intro. Greetings and salutations, my beautiful people, and welcome back to the Caddicarus show, where I always have to do the dirty deciding whether or not things deserve to be slaughtered or salvaged. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a classic PS1 game, Mirra Freestyle BMX. And no, this title doesn't have a colon in it. It's not like Paul Blart Mall Cop. This game isn't about a freestyle BMX named Dave Mirra.
Onto the game itself then. Oh, wow. Those were the fucking days, people. Oh, hang on, wait a second. This box is empty. Oh, perfect. How am I supposed to play the fucking... Nice. Now, this may be my first time ever in a BMX exclusive sports game, but this isn't my first time in an extreme sports game in the slightest. I mean, I did play the shit out of Tony Hawk's Underground 2 on PSP back in the day, and American Wasteland on PS2, but that's mainly because all the kids on the playground wouldn't shut the fuck up about how great those games were, and I actually used to skateboard all that time ago.
Was that what it was meant to be?
No. I did it! I did a thing! But did I know a thing about BMXing back in the day? No! And I still don't today, so the question remains, why have I decided to cover a game about professional BMXing? Yep, that'll do.
Okay then, here we go. Z-Axis. Never heard of these guys before.
I'm really sorry, son, but I'm afraid we'll have to amputate.
Do you think that Dave Mirra was best friends with Tony Dressing Table?
Yeah, intro FMV time. Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX, starring...
Let me guess. Dave Mirra.
Whoa everyone, check out this totally radical and bodacious BMX stuntage. I haven't seen tricks this extreme since Angel Summoner told the BMX Bandit to jump into a building full of terrorists.
Go BMX Bandit, you're doing it!
Loading screen pops up and whoa, there's a face. He kind of looks like an android in Detroit Become Human. Looking around the menu now and wait a second here. Cool stuff. Holy shit, I want to see what's in here. Credits.
Cool!
To be fair though, this is one of the cooler credit sequences I've seen in a game since it splices actual behind the scenes videos and pictures taken from the development of the game into the credits. There they are in motion capture suits, recording the sounds of the crashing bikes. This is actually some pretty cool stuff. Might as well go for the quest mode now and see what missions there are to do. I assume it's going to be very similar to Tony Hawk. Now, who do I want to play as? Dave Mirra, Ryan Nyquil, Troy McFlurry, Mike Lard, Chad Cagey. Oh, yep, he certainly looks very cagey. Tim unoriginal surname, Keenan and Kel, Sean Butler. I've got nothing, it's a lovely name. Lee Ramsden. What the fuck is up with this guy? Is he in the right game? I'm sorry, Lee, but you really look like you shouldn't be here. Are you lost? You look confused. What the fuck? How are you the best balanced rider in the character select? You look like the least stable person here.
I'm picking him!
As for my bike, I'll be picking the DK 8-pack. That is completely disgusting, and away we go. Oh god, holy poppin', Batman. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. Jump over the first dirt mound, jump over the log in the road without touching it, hit the 4 electric boxes, score over 5,000 points in one run. No sweat, this sounds simple enough.
Fuck me! Damn it! Sit on the stick!
What's my name? That's easy enough. Argos. For the best deals on all your Dave Mirras, get your catalogue today. Okay, so yeah, I understand this game is actually pretty beloved in the PS1 community out there, but my response to that is that the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is pretty beloved in the PS1 community as well, but it doesn't mean it's aged well. This is one of the jankiest and most unnatural extreme sports games I think I've ever played, and despite it looking like I'm failing miserably, which... yeah, I suppose I am. I really am trying my hardest to play it, but god damn it ain't easy.
Oh shit! Lee Ramsdell is officially off the boat! He was on the boat 5 minutes ago, but now is most certainly off the boat!
To start with, unlike Tony Hawk, where the X button is held down to gain speed and you let go of it to ollie, now the X button here is entirely left to crouching and jumping, while the directional buttons control all your other movements, which I suppose is more realistic and different from Tony Hawk. You don't want to be a complete rip-off, but all of this clashes with itself many times, like with moments where you're stuck in a bowl and need to jump your way out, which requires you gaining enough speed with the D-pad, holding X at the right moment so you don't slow down because you can't pedal and crouch at the same time for a jump, make sure you have enough height to get out of the bowl, and then awkwardly fling the bike forward with the D-pad without being able to correct your position in the air and leading to that. In Tony Hawk, this is tons easier. You hold X to gain speed, hold forward, and you're out. You can even ollie on your way out if you want to, and maybe even do a trick. And I wouldn't be as annoyed about this, but the fact is, this is a BMX, and much closer in design and movement to a car than a person on a skateboard, so why the game hasn't been designed around simple acceleration and jumping techniques around the X button to easily chain tricks together, I don't know. The dev team's tagline is even bring the pain, so I think they knew how it would make everybody feel. Everything from simple ramp transitions to peg grinds feels unnecessarily heavy and clunky, and this is all quite sad, especially since it really does feel good to pick up speed, but then losing it all at the last minute and failing a trick without being able to get completely insane air isn't very good. Yeah, no shit, thanks game, I never would have figured that out. Speaking of air as well, you look at some of these tricks and the complexity of them. Can you tell me where the fuck I'm facing? Because I can't. These PS1 models and motion captured tricks must have been very impressive back in the day, but now you just look like a mangled turd on a bike, and I can't figure out when to let go of a trick or even which direction to turn and not land sideways and break my vertebrae! Oh, and sometimes, and when I say sometimes I mean all the fucking time, you'll be trying to simply launch into the air from a straight ramp and spin around and come back down, but then your mangled turd decides to have its own turd and freaks out, leading to... yeah, more of that. Ironically as well, this is a very simple trick to do that happens all the time inside bowls when you're stuck and just want to get out of the bowl, but when you actually want to do it intentionally, the game just says, no! Actually, game, you know what, I contest that. I don't think I call myself greedy at all. I'm just trying to do basic tricks here, so I think the word you're looking for is reasonable. Anyway, after all of this jankety-wankety, I finally got most of the controls down, and surely, but awkwardly made my way through stage 1. Perfect. On to stage 2. This one looks a little bit more fun, and the game crashed. Okay, then I suppose I'll have to keep playing through the only stage that I have, and to be fair, I don't think this is the game's fault. My disc is so fucking scratched, I actually got it for £1.50. But it's still pretty sad because I finally got my head around what the hell I'm doing, but it's too little too late for Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX, and I didn't find this game very fun, which of course spells nice. It's a shame because there's nothing fundamentally wrong with most of the game itself. The only track I managed to cycle around was designed well enough for a first ever stage. I could have had a little bit more going on, but whatever. The soundtrack is alright, but nowhere near as great as Tony Hawk games, and despite the occasional graphical warping that makes me feel sick, it looks alright for a 2000 PS1 title. Seriously though, what the fuck is going on with this? Metal doesn't do that. This is Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX, not Metal Gear Floppy. But it's the controls and strange early extreme sports game stiltedness that makes it nearly unplayable for me. I'm sure there's tons of you out there that can pick this game up and rock the house in seconds, but I can always counter that by saying there are tons of people out there that can pick up Simpsons skateboarding and rock the house in seconds. But does that make it the Citizen Kane of skating games?
First impressions are very important when it comes to lots of games, and as far as Freestyle BMX goes, it completely screwed it for me to the point that I have no interest in picking this game up again, and I think that Z-Axis should have spent more time looking in the Dave mirror. I'm really sorry to disappoint some fans of the game out there, I know there's a lot of you, but I just really didn't enjoy my brief time with this PS1 Extreme Sports Classic. We need to dispose of this game in the jankiest way possible, in a way just as janky as the game itself. Or if not, if possible, even more janky.
Amy, can you ride your bike over this?
Okay.
Fuck me, I didn't know how to start this video, I don't know how to end it either. Did you know that my dog thinks that going for walkies is actually, do you want to burn in the furnace? Stanley? Do you want to burn in the furnace? Do you want to burn in the furnace? Yes! Yes, you do!
Hey everybody, and thank you so much for watching this video. Now, I know at this point there would usually be the subscribe jingle. I'm sure many of you were expecting that to happen right now, but I didn't want to ruin the seriousness of what I wanted to say right now. I'm going off script right now because I wanted to let everybody know that I am fully aware that even though this video was a comedy video and a silly little video about the game itself, Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX, I am fully aware that Dave Mirra himself, the great sportsman and rallycross driver that he was, sadly took his own life a couple of years ago, and I just wanted to let the majority of my audience know, which is in the UK and the US, that if you ever feel like there's no way out, there's no hope, no one's there to help you out with anything, there are people you can talk to. There are numbers I've linked to in the description and websites you can go and see, because especially as someone who has suffered from depression and is currently on medication for combating it myself, this is way too important for me to not address. So yeah, I wanted to be a bit more serious just for this ending, and yep, that's all I have to say. So I'm just going to end this by thanking the top tier Patreon supporters who helped make this video possible: Omar Matu, Basil, Patrick Ferguson, Robert Alamsha, I Have a Portal Gun, Gamerman, William Sanborn, Jezebel, Matthew Hubble, Chumbawamba, Cyberpunk Symphony, Stareye Relance J, Zakari, Binary Code, Exopaz, Thomas Olson, Mills Kahai, Daniel Leon, Jane Ives, Mitchell Reed, Adi Thornton Smith, Oblivion Rising, Ellen Rilpley, Kirsten B, QB, Nathan Young, and Nicole Ganara. Thank you so much for that, everybody, and I hope you really did enjoy the video.